Hey, what's up, everybody? It's JayViper here. Thank you so much for swinging by another video. Today, we're going to be talking about Assassin's Creed Shadows and, of course, the numbers that go along with that, along with things people are saying and what the actual company is saying through its X accounts. It is pretty hilarious to watch them get ratioed on their own official accounts. We'll look at that. But how bad is it is really the question, because it's not how good. The fact is it's bad. And oh yeah, it's looking bad. Let's get to all this right after you like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell.
JayViper is awesome. He's so good looking. He's got the crown in all.
So, of course, the official Assassin's Creed account has come out and said they have officially hit 1 million players and counting online. Now, this is a little slippery thing we've been seeing a lot lately. We saw it with Veilguard and we saw it with Avowed, where they're saying players, not sales. And the fact that they've said players, it means they're probably never going to tell us when they hit 1 million sales or 2 million sales or anything like that. They're going to be counting players. Now, why are they doing this? This has a lot to do with Ubisoft Plus Pro, which you can pay, what, $17, $18 for to get in, and you can play the game and cancel your subscription right away, and you haven't really given them much of your money. We saw that with Avowed, of course, as well, where they did that with Game Pass, and they started saying there was 8 million people online when we knew the sales numbers were bad, and people generally weren't interested in the game. And here we are again, seeing Assassin's Creed stooping to the level of saying how many players are in the game and not how many units have moved. This is actually not a very good sign. A million's a pretty good number for most games. This is Assassin's Creed, and I just want to remind everyone that this game costs somewhere between $250 and $350 million to make. They have a long way to go, and we're going to get into those numbers a little bit more later in the video. But let's take a look at what people had to say. Right away, it's like, how many sales? Why didn't you see sales, though? Exactly. People are already onto it. Players, how many copies have been sold? Money is what matters. Money. They're on the verge of bankruptcy, looking to strip the company for parts with Tencent. Yes, we've seen these articles come out as well, where it's looking like they're going to want to sell off parts of the company to try to stay afloat. This game needs to be a huge banger for them to even keep going, and it's not looking good. So players doesn't equal sales. Everyone's saying the same thing, and it is crazy. Like, we're seeing lots and lots of likes. People are resonating with what these people are saying. Of course, we all know players isn't sales, but it makes Ubisoft feel better talking about players because, of course, you can say a million a lot sooner. And the Steam player count is looking really, really bad. We're talking about 47,616 people are online at the same time playing this game. This is just about half that played Veilguard. This is really low. That is not good at all. And so what I like to do, now we're going to talk about sales, okay? What I like to do, and this has actually proven out really good, is somewhere between 5 and 10 times the peak player number is generally where the sales are. It's 10x if the game is really, really popular, and like, let's say you're seeing it everywhere in a positive sense. That's not the case with Assassin's Creed. It's going to be closer to 6 to 7 times this number. And when we do that, we're talking about, let's just say it's 50,000. Okay, if we do that times 6, we're talking about 300,000 units have moved on Steam. And of course, with Steam taking a cut of the $70, they take what, about 30%? We're talking about $45 per unit is actually going into the hands of Ubisoft. And so let's just say you get $50 per unit across all their sales. Let's say it's a million sales. It's not. 1 million sales times $50 is $50 million, my friends. Do you understand how far they have to go right now in order to see a profit, to even come even on this game? We're talking about 6 million copies to break even, and that's if the game costs $300 million. And there's a good chance that it actually costs more than that. We are looking at a long way towards that, and we know how Ubisoft likes to throw in sales to try to get numbers up and sales numbers up. And of course, that reduces their revenue. So I'd say in about 2 months, you're really going to be seeing this game going on sale. They'd love to do it. Ubisoft does fire sales all the time on pretty new games, and we're going to see that with Shadows just to try to get the numbers up. And that's if they're even around and haven't already started selling off pieces, which very well may be exactly what we start seeing. But again, these numbers are really bad. Let's just say it's 10x. We're talking 470,000, but it's not 10x. It's not. The game is flopping right now, flopping bad, and this is it, man. They needed this game to be a hit, but not just a hit, a mega hit, and it's not a mega hit. Now, let's take a look at the shills and what they are saying about the game. Metacritic is looking at an 81, and you just have to look at the very first one. VG247 has embarrassed themselves with their opening statement. There are problems with Assassin's Creed Shadows, for sure.
I gave it a 10! A 10! A fucking 10!
So if there's problems with the game, it's not perfect. They rated it 100. Immediately an embarrassment of themselves and the fact that they're even out here writing these things. But let's go take a look a little more. Let's take a look at the PC reviews. Now, PC is hitting around a 78. Still pretty high. Gaming Trend is also throwing 100 at this thing. Loot level chill a 95. Noisy Pixel a 95. Player 2 a 91. I mean, you're seeing very high scores rolling in here. These are all way, way too high. So just check this out right here. They were #1 global bestseller yesterday. Right here, they were saying, excited to be back, full steam ahead. Thank you for support, Assassins. This is the Assassin's Creed UK official account. 412 likes and 44 replies. Hypnotic came in here swinging his you-know-what around and throwing down an absolute banger and ratioing them. He now has more likes than they do on their own official account. For those unaware, Steam charts for top sellers is based on dollar amount. Ubisoft released this game, had pre-orders for the game during a Steam sale, which means fully priced game going against games that cost $5 will of course outpace anything else currently out there. The Steam sale has ended, so expect this game to drop fast on the top seller list. It also has nothing to do with units, but they hope you don't realize that as well. Dragon Age of Veilguard was a top seller, and we all know how that ended, and that's exactly right. It was, and Veilguard was up there for 3 days, banging around first, up and down. But another thing that he doesn't state here is the misleading top sellers list, okay? When a game first releases, it will shoot up to the top. And the reason this is because Steam actually puts in a tremendous amount of weight on a game's last few hours. So this is actually to push new releases up to the top. So when they do sell 400,000 units in a day, it's going to push a game way up to the top. And that is because it sold that much in a very short amount of time. And of course, it pushes it right to the top. The whole thing we have to do is look at the #1 position and see, can it hold the #1 position? And if so, for how long? And again, a reminder that Veilguard held it for about 3 days. Well, looking at it right now, global top sellers list, Assassin's Creed has already slipped down to 2nd place. So they've already lost grasp on first, and I just refreshed it too to see if they move back up or down. They haven't moved. They are still in 2nd place. They are not even holding on to first for 24 hours. Another bad sign for Assassin's Creed Shadows and Ubisoft. Now, let's take a look at some of the issues in this game. Let's take a look at this because the writing, I mean, the romances are an embarrassment as it is, but the writing in the romances are pathetic. So for those of you unaware of what this is Yasuke, okay? He's a samurai in this game. For some reason, they decided to put a Yasuke in here, who's not a samurai in real life. We all know that now. And of course, he's black, which is why he's here. So that's that. They can do what they want, but don't tell me that you're writing a love letter to Japan when you're doing that. And the person over here is the person they're romancing, and this is a non-binary character set back in feudal Japan.
I do not think I have ever seen you quite so tongue-tied.
I've never seen you quite so tongue-tied.
Not yet, at least.
Not yet, at least.
I hope you aren't easily chilled.
I hope you aren't easily chilled.
Do you think someone might see us?
This is terrible.
Maybe.
Do you care?
Not at all.
Not at all. So he doesn't care if they are seen doing this when back then in feudal Japan, I don't know what the penalty would be if non-binary, you call yourself non-binary all you want, okay? You're a dude. And this is the second male relationship that we know of that Yasuke can have for whatever reason, right? I don't usually really care about those things, but the fact they're stuffing them in here like this, it's a little ridiculous. We know why. And they know that we think this way because watch what Yasuke does here. He looks right at us because he's about to go get it on with a non-binary character and he doesn't care if anyone sees. The fact they broke the fourth wall and they've taken their ideology and just shoved it in our face like this game deserves to fail, and it's going to fail, my friends. It's going to fail bad. Now, not only are the relationships bad enough, okay, the writing as a whole are terrible. Pirate Nation pointed this one out. I guess it's from Learning the Law, but I saw it from Pirate, so shout out to both of them. But listen to this phenomenal voice acting.
Resentment can grow quietly without much warning after a storm. Mushrooms can too. Shiitake?
Mushrooms.
Take?
The smell of dirt, grass, and rain.
That was terrible. And that was absolutely horrible. It was like they were practicing and making a joke, and they accidentally kept that in. That was absolutely wild. And Madam Savvy pointed this one out. Of course, this is one of Naoi's romances. But again, it's the writing.
Point that thing.
What's wrong, Igahime? Does my teppo make you nervous?
It's just so poorly paced, too. Uh-oh, the heart. I like your teppo.
No, I like dangerous weapons.
What about dangerous women?
Even better.
Really?
We'll see.
Okay, we'll see. Just absolutely horrendous freaking acting. And of course, it continues with this awkward scene.
Lust is a journey of 1,000 steps that begins with a kiss.
Now, they are just smashing their faces together like dolls. They're not even animating it. It's just so bad. This is quadruple A $70 game from Ubisoft, my friends. This is the best that they could do. Oh, it's just so stupid. I can't believe it. Like, the romances alone will piss enough people off. I get it, okay? I don't generally care. But just the lame ass like effort that they put into this game is pathetic. And look at this. Assassin's Creed UK. Who's playing Assassin's Creed Shadows this weekend? 11 replies. 11 replies. They got 11 replies. No one's playing this. Holy shit. It's so crazy looking at that, man. And this is another one that's really killer. Grums pointed this out. Ubisoft stock slumps today after Steam data shows soft sales. Stock is down 7% as Steam numbers start to trend slightly higher for the weekend, but not much. This thing went down. Okay, it lost 0.94. It was at a 13 plus, and it's down to 12.19. It actually ended just about the lowest of the day that it could be. And when he said up slightly, he means this little tiny tick up here. And I actually went to check this, and sure enough, this is exactly what happened today. Absolutely wild how bad this game is right now and what it's doing to Ubisoft. They needed this to be one that they could hit out of the park. And the fact is, we saw all the warning signs. The delays weren't for bugs, even though they said they were. The game's chock full of them. The actual animations in some of the parts are just pathetically bad. The facial structures are weird. You have the breaking the fourth wall with Yasuke, the multiple LGBTQ romances that it seems like this game has, and it's just never ending bad after bad with this game. This could really spell the end of the company. It really could. We'll see if they just sell off pieces and what they keep, if they maybe just keep Rainbow Six and sell off pretty much everything else and try to keep on going, or if Ubisoft itself sells itself away and it just gives up, because man, this game needed to at least break even for them to have a shot, and it is falling so far short of being able to do that. I don't see how it's possible, especially with them making only, what, probably about $40, maybe even less per unit, and I was kind enough to give them 50, okay? But it's not 50. It's not, especially on Steam where they take 30%. It's just not that much. That was just to help us with the math. So again, this game is absolutely cooked. It is exactly as bad as we said it was going to be, and what's inside of it is so much worse. And really, whose fault is it? It's the ideology's fault. It is the ideology that Ubisoft continued to push. They hired developers that weren't ready for it, okay? They didn't have the skill. We know that because we've seen the interviews where they said 50% of the people, or the developers that work on this game, had no experience at all in actual development or with Assassin's Creed. That is just alarming. And then, of course, the thing that they did focus on was the ideology and basically creating a fake story and pissing off Japanese people. I mean, this thing went to Parliament. It had a day one patch, folks, to take out freaking issues inside the game with the shrines being destroyed. And they knew ahead of time, but they waited till day one to do it when Parliament had to take action on them. So this game's cooked, and I couldn't be any happier because this is exactly what they deserve, and Ubisoft is going to go right down the toilet where it belongs. Anyway, that's pretty much all I have with this situation. I want to hear what you have to say about all of this because it's never ending, man. They're going to continue to gaslight us with this for sure. Again, like I said, it's not going to end. We have the win, but they're going to try to gaslight us and tell us we're the bad guys because we don't support this garbage, and we won't. We're not going to. So bring on another one of these, and we're not going to support it. Anyway, that's all I have for you all today. Thank you so much for watching, but don't forget, before you leave, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so I can see you on the next one. And don't miss my Thursday shows at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard, the Viper Bite. We're going to be having a special guest this week. I'm not going to tell you who it is yet. You got to stay tuned. Anyway, I'm out of here. I love you, man, to peace. Bye, everybody.
He's owning every game.